What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 26, and as we look at the budget, we have just over £13 million left to spend. One of the board's objectives is they want us to sign two North American players. They also want us to have no unspent budget left at the end of the season, so we will try and spend the rest of that in today's episode. Before that, we're going to try and complete one of the objectives to sign two North American based players. We had that objective last season, so it's quite annoying that we had it again this season. We brought in Vega and Gooch last season. Well, we would dip our toes into the free agency once again. That's where we got Vega from. And we would sign striker Yassi Zardes on a free. The 32-year-old has played for a number of MLS teams throughout his career, but now available for nothing. So we thought we'll bring him in for a bit of depth up front, but more so just to complete one of those objectives. As we look at the fixtures for today's episode, MK Dons in the FA Cup, Everton, and then West Ham. By bringing in Zardes, the board's confidence shot up straight away to 86, so very, very happy with that. So, MK Dons, first game of the episode, FA Cup third round. Dons currently top of League 2, so they may be a few divisions below us, but they're hot in form. I think they've only lost one league game this season when I last checked. We make 11 changes to the side that beat Leeds in the Cup in the last episode. Notable ones being Harry Arter in midfield. He wants some game time in his last season as a professional footballer, so we give him that. There's also a debut for Zardes up top. He comes straight into the lineup. He partners Brereton Diaz. We were knocked out of the FA Cup at home last season by lower opposition. That defeat by Northampton, if you remember, it was one of the low points of the season, I'll be honest. I wanted to make sure that didn't happen again. We came out the blocks flying, plenty of chances, testing the MK Dons keeper loads before we went 1-0 up. Reece Nelson with a great run. He goes the length of the MK Dons half and finishes off the post to give us a lead. Just on the half an hour mark. Dons actually came back quite well. They hit the bar, but that would kind of be their only chance of the game. We would make it 2-0 on the stroke half-time. Brereton Diaz with a lovely goal. Nelson turning provider. He finds the Chilean who flicks it up for himself and volleys home. Beautiful finish. In the second half, it'd be a quiet one. Brereton Diaz would get his second of the game, Zardes get an assist, and then I was really pushing for Zardes to get a goal, I'll be honest, and the American would get his debut goal in the second minute of injury time. Farmer with a great run into the box, he squares to Zardes, and he bags his first goal in a Nottingham Forest shirt. It gives us a 4-0 win. Very, very comfortable over MK Dons. That gets us into the fourth round. I must say, I've been quite impressed with Reece Nelson recently. We brought him in as a squad player, but he's been class, I'll be honest. As we see here, Chiarte obviously leaving at the end of the season on a free. He will be a free agent. He will now go to Southampton. Agreed a deal to join the Championship club, who obviously could be a Prem side come next season. We reject a bid from Roma for Williams. They're coming in for a couple of our players now. In the last episode, they came in for Benjamin Farmer. Now Nico Williams, we reject that. And Omar Richards tells us that he's happy after he got a bit of game time against MK Dons. As we head into the second game of the episode, back into league action after a couple of cup games in different cup competitions. 8th versus 12th, but there are 10 points between us. Everton in 12th currently. We're in a tight scrap for the European spots, 2 points separating 5 sides from 4th to 8th. We are obviously in that 8th spot. And playing Everton for the third time in just a month. So we're getting quite sick of Sean Dyche's men now. Although saying that, we've beaten them both times, so I don't actually mind playing them. We obviously beat them 1-0 at the City ground in the league, and then just a week later beat them on penalties in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. 11 changes from the FA Cup game against MK Dons back to our recognisable team, but we would go 1-0 down. This was a tough one. Moise Keane forced Henderson into a good save, and then Dwight McNeil just gets the rebound. I tried to block it, but couldn't do so. McNeil with his 10th goal of the season, by the way. Very impressive from the winger. We would level, though, just under 25 minutes on the clock. Brennan Johnson lofting a ball over to Awoniyi. He runs onto it and gets his 23rd goal of the season. Honestly, name a better duo than them two in the league. They are class together. Anyway, Syankov gets the byline and cuts a ball back, but Lingard's shot is blocked off the line. Just before half-time, Moise Keane tests Henderson. Those two had a scrap all game, I'll be honest. Another one of his saves coming here. Henderson has been huge for us recently, making key saves. Keane must have had about 4 or 5 shots in the game. Henderson came up trumps every single time. Taiwo had the chance to make it 2-1. His shot was saved by Pickford. It was his chance to make a good save, and then this. Woo! Well, you would have been able to tell by the title, goal of the season contender, and my God, I will be surprised if we see a better one than that. Cyankov runs down the left, whips in a ball, and Brennan Johnson, my word. Look at that bicycle kick, man. Unreal. Beautiful scenes. We lead 2-1, and that would surely give us the win. Henderson, one more save just before the full-time whistle. Everton would get the corner. Dwight McNeil swings the ball in. It's cleared off the line, but then, man. 2 points dropped. 2 points dropped. Carlson levels for the Toffees. When Everton brought up their keeper, I was getting flashbacks from last season when we played at Goodison Park. When we were a goal up against Everton, they brought up their goalkeeper, and then we scored an empty net goal. The opposite happened. We conceded. Carlson, who scored against us in the cup game, scores again to send the home fans into absolute limbs as he secures a point for his side. A point drop, 2 points dropped for sure. Very, very disappointed with that. Considering we scored so late on, and the magnitude of the goal as well. Johnson's goal was just unbelievable. He deserves to be a winner, but you have to stay switched on until the very end, and we didn't do that. That would be our second draw. I think we'd only drawn 2 games in the first 20 in the league. We've now drawn 2 in a row. 4 points dropped for sure. As Jensen Best, one of our young players, is going out on loan. Vega returns from an injury, so very, very timely, although the boys have filled in well for him. As we head into the third and final game of the episode, West Ham at home. This is a huge game. I didn't show the league table, but West Ham are one of the teams we are in that European battle for, and so this is a massive, massive game. They got the upper hand against us at the Olympic Stadium earlier in the season, beating us 3-2. Could we reverse that role here? Well, you would have seen at pre-game Paqueta hot in form, 3 goals in 3 for the Brazilian. But we're hot in form. We got the league top scorer in Taiwo Awoniyi. Brennan Johnson's not far off as well. This is bound to be a very good game. 2 changes as Farmer and Gibbs-White come in for Lopez and Lingard. As I said, Vega is on the bench. Well, it'd be the perfect start for the visitors, West Ham, and that man, Paqueta, hot in form, 4 goals in 4 now after Scamacca finds him inside the box with plenty of space. We would level though. Brennan Johnson found by you-know-who, Taiwo Awoniyi. These two just link up time and time again, and then we would take the lead 10 minutes before half time. Benjamin Farmer picks up the ball on the edge of the box. The crowd shout, "Shoot!" and he does so, puts it top corner. Been impressed with Farmer as well recently. He's really adding goals to his game. I mentioned when he came through into the team, I wasn't sure what his best position was. He's been playing sort of central mid this season, and been very impressed with him. He gets a goal, and then into the second half, Taiwo, well, it took him 52 minutes to get a goal this time. That must be a record for sure. He does get his goal though, and what a finish as well. This guy is hot on form right now. He makes it 3-1, and then we would make it 4-1, turning it into a rout. Taiwo turning provider to find Cyankov, the Ukrainian, bags as well. He's been brilliant since coming in as well. And then we would make it 5-1, really turning the screw on West Ham. Proper turnaround. Gibbs-White down the right, he crosses it into Awoniyi, and he bags his second of the game for an acrobatic finish. And then there was this. I was really worried actually. Vlasic was running through on goal. Obviously, if he'd gone through and scored, it wouldn't have affected the game as the score because we're 5-1 up. But Niakate took him down, and I thought, oh God. And it was only a yellow card. I was really, really surprised by that. He was the last man. He was through on goal. It wasn't inside the box. It would have been double jeopardy. Only receives a yellow, so definitely got away with one there. But that would be it, full time, 5-1. A great response after going a goal down, and a huge win over a rival. Honestly, when you'll see the league table in a minute, you'll see how big this win was. Cannot emphasise how important this win as well. And it was our first league win in 3 as well, so important to get back on that train. As we reject a bid here from Real Betis for Lewis O'Brien. He's not he's not on the transfer list, but I wouldn't be opposed to selling him. He's not going to get any game time, so wouldn't mind letting him go. We reject the Scotland offer, and then as we look at the table, I told you it was tie. Wow. We're one of 3 teams on 40 points. There are 2 points separating Chelsea in 4th and West Ham in 8th. That is crazy. Crazy. It's crazy tight. So it just shows the emphasis on that victory against West Ham. Very, very good win indeed. We are sat in 6th, right in the middle of that pack. As we look at the board's objectives, obviously they want us to have no unspent budget, so we look to spend the rest of our £13 million. And I want to improve our depth more than anything. I think our starting 11 is good for now, so I want to improve the depth. And one player who I had my eye on from last season is Armel Bella-Kotchap, the German centre-back at Southampton, who got relegated. I feel like he's too good to be playing in the Championship, so we bring in the 22-year-old for a £12.75 million fee. Get him. I know it's above his valuation, but it's still cheap because they got relegated in the Championship, so they're sort of, we forced their hand basically. We did promise him some game time, and I will try and give it to him, but he won't be a starter just yet. Obviously, we're sort of planning for next season where we hope we'll be in some form of European football. So I need that depth. That's why we've brought in Bella-Kotchap. That's why we've brought in Ndombele. That's why we've brought in Lopez. Really, really happy with this signing. I think he can grow into a really solid centre back. 4-year deal, a low wage. Yeah, very, very happy with this deal indeed. Annoyingly, I went back on the objectives, thinking right now we've spent all of our budget. We have nothing left in the bank. The objective still isn't ticked. So is that something I've done wrong? If I'm doing something wrong, let me know in the comments. I've obviously not complete that objective in the right way, but yeah. Anyway, we bring in Bella-Kotchap, we change his shirt number, and he's now part of the Forest squad. As that will be it for today's episode 26. Really good episode. We added depth into the team. We got back onto winning ways in the league. It's going to be a tight battle for those European spots right until the end of the season. But until next time, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in episode 27 very soon. Peace.